How does Facebook recognize your face on your Facebook post? How does YouTube recommend videos that you might be interested in? What are self-driving cars? Unless you've been living under a rock, you know it's all artificial intelligence. Well, AI is a branch of computer science that aims at building intelligent machines. Things like decision making, game playing, speech recognition, visual perception, understanding and translation of languages, expert systems all fall under AI. AI can be a stack of if then else constructs or a complex statistical model. Let me give you an example. Mycin was an expert system built in the 1970s that was able to identify the bacteria causing the infections. It had a simple inference engine and about 600 rules in its knowledge base. It could ask simple yes or no questions with the help of a physician and in fact predict the bacteria causing the symptoms. This is a rule-based AI. Talking of complex statistical models, things like face recognition and speech recognition utilize such methods. Okay, so AI is basically the science of creating intelligent machines, right? Then what is machine learning? Imagine you were asked to write a program to classify apples and oranges. This is a binary classification problem. Let's begin by writing some if then else constructs. If weight is less than 120 grams, then apple, else orange. If color equals orange, then orange, else apple. And so on. How many rules would you have to write to end up classifying apples and oranges correctly? Not all the time can you measure the features of the fruit and provide that as the input. In real time, you would be providing an image as input, and such binary data cannot be processed by simple if then else rules. In fact, in real world machine learning problems, things get even more complex where there are hundreds of classes and thousands of complex features, and it's nearly impossible to write an algorithm for such classifications. Arthur Samuel defines ML as the branch of computer science that creates intelligent machines without the need of being explicitly programmed. Ideally, you would provide lots of data to your system with correct answers, also called as class labels, in this case apple or orange, and let the computer learn by itself on how to differentiate between an apple and an orange. This is called the training phase. In the testing phase, we determine the accuracy of the classification on previously unseen images of apples and oranges. In the heart of machine learning is plethora of ML algorithms. In fact, deep learning is a family of ML algorithms, more famously called as artificial neural networks. Neural networks, originally thought to be a representation of the human brain, can be visualized as something like this. Each node can be thought of as a neuron, and the message passes from the input layer through the hidden layers, and then the result is seen on the output layer. In our example, the input layer gets an image of an apple or an orange. The output layer could have two nodes representing each class, one for apple and the other for orange. When an image is passed from the input layer, complex representations of the image are created in the hidden layers, and in this case, one of the output nodes get activated based on whether the image was an apple or an orange. Deep in deep learning describes the number of hidden layers in the deep neural networks. Deep learning has been gaining a lot of popularity owing to its ability to achieve very high accuracy. The only drawback was that it required lots of data for training, but with the explosion of big data and the advent of extremely powerful GPUs that enable parallel processing at very high speeds, deep learning has become the go-to technique to solve complex ML problems. So now that you know the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, let's go on to build some AI.